The seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. Tonight we kick off Week 7. First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Tonight we kick off Week 7 with a great Thursday night matchup here between the Carolina Panthers and the Detroit Lions. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. First play from scrimmage, Newton going to throw it. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. He's going to go up top again. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. Back to throw, Newton. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
And he'll take it just outside the 40. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. Nyheim Hines, his first carry.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion left. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Going deep downfield for Ross.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. The Lions at 500, 3-3 through the season's first 6 weeks. They were losers their last time out. Trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home. But sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end.
It looks like, yes, it is 6 defensive backs on the field for Carolina.
They're going with a dime set. Watson now to throw. That's complete to the running back, Nyheim Hines.
He's got the first down and more.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Nyheim Hines with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Lions put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he will get in to make it 8-0. They go with the option on the 2-point try, and the decision to pitch it worked out.
Almost felt like basketball, didn't it? But remember the dribbler, draw, drive, and dish? How about that one? Drew everyone to him, dished it to the running back. He takes it in.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
Tackled by Ashton Davis up from the secondary.
Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Jair Elam makes a pick, and the Lions are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
After the interception, here's Watson. Got a man open, it's Ross. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. From just shy of midfield, Watson. And that's going to be too high. Out of of bounds and incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
On 4th down, Watson. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. On 1st down, it's Watson. Throwing left side, it's complete. A big play there for Detroit. And even 40 yards after the big play. A chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Faking the give. Now Watson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line. 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me that option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
Now receiver in motion left. 2nd down and goal. Watson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson. And the Lions have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. They'll try and run it here. And he is in to make it 16-0. I think we're sensing a trend here. 2 first-half touchdowns. After going for 2 after the first score, CD, I thought maybe they would kick the PAT here. No, they get 2 more.
No, they decided to really press the advantage because, remember, getting the 2 after the first score, you've already got the other team back on their heels if they're going to mount a comeback. But to go up 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions, you've really got them thinking on the other sideline.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they are right at the 500 mark on the year and got there with a victory a week ago.
I think right now I put myself in the shoes of the head coach and say, all right, time to reset a little bit. And I don't give my team a win one for the Gipper speech. But I do say, look, we haven't played our best football yet. But we are at 500 and we're still in it. Let's try and string a few of these victories together. And we're capable of doing so.
On 2nd and 10, Newton. That's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 34. That last pass might be one he remembers, Charles. He's now over 40,000 career passing yards.
And just think of the evolution of the passing game in the NFL. 40,000 at one time was unthinkable. No one thought anyone would ever get there. Now, how many guys have done it in the NFL?
Yeah, right around 20.
So we're talking a good number that have gotten that done, throwing the ball downfield. He's got a lot to be proud of and a lot more left to accomplish. I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Past the 20. Cam wisely hitting the deck at the end as he slides and has the first as well. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So an instance there of Cam being Cam. We know he can use his legs.
And with that big body, it's hard to get him down, even if you get a clear shot on him. Plus, he moves it a lot faster than what people think. And boy, does he have fun playing the game of football.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. 16-0. That's the score after 1 on EA Sports. And the first play will be a field goal try. This from 36 yards out. Tucker's kick is good. And they'll at least get on the board here, still trailing, but 16-3 now. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. 84 yards. So that's about as long a non-scoring play as you're going to see from inside their own 10. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Nyheim Hines on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the... The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And the Lions will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 45. Back to throw, Watson. He finds Ross, right side, it's complete. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
That's good for the Lions. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Watson, off play action. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown.
Kyle Pitts.
41 yards.
And the Lions are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
And he is not going to get in there. He stopped short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a third time. Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
And the Lions are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And he is going to lose yardage here. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Looking to throw.
Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete.
From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He's got a man complete. A big play there for Detroit. And even 60 yards. Off of play action, it's Watson.
Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions.
Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game.
And the Lions have got it on cruise control. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the route is on here in this first half.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. And then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Trey Flowers picks it. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. There's 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared, had excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
On 2nd and 9, Watson eluding the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with it.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
From the 31, Newton, and going deep for Hill. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, here's Newton. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. Play action. It's Newton. He's going to float this over the middle, deep.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
Well, their first 2 drives only yielded 3 points. They might be thinking it's time to make something happen. Push the ball downfield and try and gain some points that way. Unfortunately, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Newton. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Xavier Rhodes with a pick.
And the Panthers are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Well, this D, particularly the secondary, has been picked apart at points here tonight. They finally, though, get to the quarterback, get a pick.
And we know this about him. He loves night games, loves the spotlight, loves being the center of attention. I will bet you that he ran off the field almost chuckling to himself. They finally got one. They finally got me.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Newton being chased out left. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Now a play fake, and it's Newton. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Now is the punter, Jordan Stout. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Let's take it inside his own 40. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Watson on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Dancing to his left. He's got this to Williams, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
It's a gain of 27 yards. That's good for the Lions. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On first down, Watson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points. But he could not get that to stick. And that is a golden opportunity wasted there. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Watson. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, the obvious goal is to try and score a touchdown, but at the least, adding to a pretty big yardage total for his intended receiver there, huh?
Yeah, well, when you got a guy over 150 yards, keep chucking it deep to him, I guess.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You can get it to him short, and he can make plays that way, but I like what you just said. Throw it to him deep and get it in.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, and it's picked up by the Panthers. 30, 10, 5, and he
takes it into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers. And at this point, after that return for a touchdown, I guess the only thing is you're asking what else could go wrong.
Not only that, I think that between the two of us, we thought this was over before. I believe now it's really over.
Tucker with the extra point. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Now a first down throw. Watson. Open man is lost. Complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. Here's Watson. Option left. Ooh, the juke. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Now Watson. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Watson, he's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. 52 yards. And the Lions have taken a 5-touchdown lead. They're going to try and run. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more.
I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Patterson. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down.
Well, still in the third quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
On first down, Newton. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
Now Newton. And my goodness, another interception.
Jair Elam makes a pick. And the Lions are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
Well, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
From the 50, it's Watson. Got a man open, it's Ross. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
26, 24.
Watson just beating the play clock. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. He's got this complete to Williams. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. On 1st and 10, Watson. Finding Williams once more, complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Lions will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Panthers 10. Evan McPherson set to kick off.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
So 2nd and 10 now here in the 3rd quarter from Detroit.
Here's Newton. And going deep for Hill. This is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Panthers. Tyreek Hill, 75 yards. And the Panthers are able to at least get one score back. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter.
Justin Tucker set to kick off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Pringle going to stay in the end zone, and this will come out to the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Still comfortably on top, third quarter, as they start things here with a 1st and 10.
He's going to let this one go deep. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick.
Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Lions are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it through. He's got a man, complete. A big play there for Detroit. 53 yards. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Well, that didn't take long. 1 play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Back to throw, Watson. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
On 2nd and goal, Watson toward the pylon, caught. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. Watson looks to throw again. And he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line.
T.J. Edwards in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down.
Here's Watson. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. Well, they got the ball already. They're not going to risk the yardage and running another 4th down. They decline it.
And what was that they taught you in law school, that possession is 9/10 of the law?
I didn't go to law school.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did. Well, I'm going to give that to you anyway. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and it's 9/10 of this game, too. Having the football counts.
You're so litigious.
Gun. 20.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he's able to get this up just shy of the 15. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a 1st down.
1st and 10, it's Patterson.
And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call, because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
2nd and 5 now. Newton got a man. It's Patterson, complete. And he's got some space here. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big pickup of 38.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, You may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
On 1st and 10, Newton. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Out of the gun, a run with Patterson. And he gets it down to the 32. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
No surprise to see his sideline fired up by that big play. Hey, we're fired up, and we're supposed to be neutral. That's a quarterback putting his body on the line to fight and just barely get the first down. When he does something like that, it gets everyone ready to lay it all out there and try and match his intensity.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Newton. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. They'll run with Patterson. And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
Now a whistle and a timeout defensively. Trying to stop it, and they do with 2 seconds to go prior to the 2-minute warning. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. The shotgun snap for Newton. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. 4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10. They'll give it to Patterson. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a party gift from the defense for him to take back to the...
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
From his end zone is Byron Pringle. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. And Watson's going to throw it here. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that'll bring up second down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 37-yard line.
To throw is Watson.
Going for Kyle Pitts again. He's got him again.
And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Watson on first down. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
No time now.
To the air yet again, Watson. This is caught inside the 15. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're...
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. And he's not going to make it to the goal line. They've been perfect on the night in 2-point conversions, but not here, as this time they come up empty.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead now. They have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. Throwing now, Watson. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
The partner under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for Detroit,